Imagine taking a single bite of an apple. Within seconds, your body begins an incredible journey that transforms that bite into the energy needed to power every heartbeat, every breath, and every movement you make. This amazing process happens automatically, without you even thinking about it, thanks to one of the body's most complex and efficient systems, the digestive system. The human digestive system is a network of organs that work together to break down food into nutrients your body can absorb and use. Every meal you eat contains carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. However, these nutrients are locked inside the food you consume. Before your body can use them, food must be broken down into much smaller molecules through a process called digestion. Digestion is essential for life. Without it, your body would be unable to obtain the nutrients needed to produce energy, repair damaged tissues, build muscles, support brain function, strengthen the immune system, and maintain healthy organs. Every cell in your body depends on the digestive system to supply the nutrients required for survival. The digestive system is much more than just the stomach. It includes several specialized organs, each performing a unique role. These organs work together in perfect coordination to ensure that food is processed efficiently from the moment it enters your mouth until the remaining waste leaves your body. The journey begins in the mouth, where food is chewed into smaller pieces by the teeth. At the same time, saliva released from the salivary glands starts the first stage of chemical digestion. Special enzymes in saliva begin breaking down carbohydrates even before food is swallowed. Next, the food travels down a long muscular tube called the esophagus. Rather than relying on gravity alone, the esophagus uses rhythmic muscular contractions known as peristalsis to gently push food toward the stomach. This ensures that food reaches the stomach whether you are standing, sitting, or even lying down. Once inside the stomach, digestion becomes much more powerful. The stomach acts like a muscular mixing chamber, churning food while mixing it with strong digestive acids and enzymes. These substances break proteins into smaller components and destroy many harmful bacteria that may have entered with food. After several hours of mixing, the food becomes a thick liquid called chyme. The chyme then enters the small intestine, the longest and most important section of the digestive system. Although called small, this organ is about 6 meters or 20 feet long. Here, digestion is completed with the help of enzymes from the pancreas and bile produced by the liver. The inner surface of the small intestine is covered with millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi, which dramatically increase the surface area for nutrient absorption. Through these structures, nutrients pass into the bloodstream and are transported throughout the body. Any material that cannot be digested continues into the large intestine. Its primary role is to absorb water and electrolytes from the remaining waste. Trillions of beneficial bacteria living in the large intestine also help digest certain food components and produce important vitamins that support overall health. As more water is absorbed, the waste gradually becomes solid stool. Finally, the stool is stored in the rectum until it is eliminated through the anus. This final step removes waste products from the body, completing the digestive process. The digestive system relies on two different types of digestion: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion physically breaks food into smaller pieces through chewing and muscular movements in the stomach and intestines. This increases the surface area of the food, making it easier for enzymes to work. Chemical digestion uses enzymes, acids, and digestive juices to break large food molecules into tiny nutrients that can be absorbed by the body. Many organs that food never directly enters also play critical supporting roles. The liver is the largest internal organ and produces bile, which helps digest fats. The gallbladder stores and concentrates bile until it is needed. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, while also releasing bicarbonate to neutralize stomach acid before it reaches the small intestine. A healthy digestive system affects nearly every aspect of your well-being. Efficient digestion provides the energy needed for daily activities, supports healthy growth, strengthens bones and muscles, helps regulate hormones, maintains brain function, and supports the immune system. In fact, much of the body's immune defense is closely connected to the digestive tract and the beneficial bacteria that live there. Many organs that food never directly enters also play critical supporting roles. The liver is the largest internal organ and produces bile, which helps digest fats. The gallbladder stores and concentrates bile until it is needed. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, while also releasing bicarbonate to neutralize stomach acid before it reaches the small intestine. A healthy digestive system affects nearly every aspect of your well-being. Efficient digestion provides the energy needed for daily activities, supports healthy growth, strengthens bones and muscles, helps regulate hormones, maintains brain function, and supports the immune system. In fact, much of the body's immune defense is closely connected to the digestive tract and the beneficial bacteria that live there. When the digestive system is not functioning properly, a variety of health problems can occur. Common conditions include acid reflux, indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, stomach ulcers, food intolerances, and inflammatory bowel diseases. These conditions can interfere with nutrient absorption and significantly affect overall health and quality of life. Fortunately, maintaining good digestive health is often simple. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins provides the nutrients your digestive system needs. Drinking enough water supports smooth digestion and helps prevent constipation. Regular physical activity encourages healthy intestinal movement, while limiting highly processed foods and excessive sugar can promote a healthier gut microbiome. In this animation, we'll follow the complete journey of food through the human digestive system, from the very first bite in the mouth to the final elimination of waste. Along the way, we'll discover how each organ works, how digestive enzymes perform their specialized tasks, and how your body extracts every possible nutrient from the food you eat. By understanding how the digestive system works, you'll gain a greater appreciation for the remarkable biological processes happening inside your body every single day, keeping you healthy, energized, and alive. Every meal begins with a single bite, but what happens next is far more complex than it seems. Before food ever reaches the stomach, your body has already started breaking it down through a carefully coordinated process involving the mouth, teeth, tongue, salivary glands, and esophagus. This first stage of digestion is critical because it prepares food for the rest of its journey through the digestive system. The mouth is the entrance to the digestive tract and the place where both mechanical and chemical digestion begin. As soon as food enters your mouth, your senses spring into action. The sight, smell, and taste of food signal the brain that it is time to digest a meal. In response, the brain sends messages to the salivary glands, causing them to release saliva even before the first bite is completely chewed. The role of the teeth, the first step in digestion, is chewing, also known as mastication. Your adult teeth are specially designed for different tasks, allowing food to be broken into smaller, easier to digest pieces. The front teeth, called incisors, are sharp and flat, making them ideal for cutting and biting into food. Just beside them are the pointed canine teeth, which are designed to tear tougher foods such as meat. Behind the canines are the premolars and molars, which have broad, flat surfaces used to crush and grind food into tiny particles. As you chew, food becomes softer and increases in surface area. This is important because digestive enzymes can only work on the outer surface of food. The smaller the food particles become, the more efficiently enzymes can break them down later in the digestive process. Saliva. The first digestive juice while your teeth mechanically break down food. The salivary glands begin chemical digestion by producing saliva. The average person produces about 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva every day. Saliva is mostly water, but it also contains mucus, minerals, antibacterial substances, and digestive enzymes. One of the most important enzymes is salivary amylase, which begins breaking down complex carbohydrates, such as starch found in bread, rice, potatoes, and pasta, into simpler sugars. This means digestion starts almost immediately after food enters your mouth. If you've ever noticed that a plain cracker begins to taste slightly sweet after chewing for a while, that's because salivary amylase is already breaking starch into sugar. Saliva also moistens food, making it easier to chew, swallow, and digest. In addition, it helps clean the mouth, protects the teeth from harmful bacteria, and keeps the tissues of the mouth healthy. The tongue. More than just taste. Although the tongue is best known for detecting flavors, it also plays a vital role in digestion. The tongue is made of powerful muscles that constantly move food around the mouth during chewing. This movement ensures that every piece of food is evenly ground by the teeth and thoroughly mixed with saliva. Once chewing is complete, the tongue gathers the food into a soft, rounded mass called a bolus. The tongue then pushes the bolus toward the back of the mouth, preparing it for swallowing. Without the tongue's precise movements, swallowing would be difficult and much less efficient. Taste buds and the brain. Thousands of taste buds located on the tongue identify 5 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, umami, savory. These taste signals travel to the brain, helping identify the type of food being eaten. At the same time, the brain prepares the digestive organs for the arrival of food by increasing saliva production and stimulating the stomach to release digestive juices. This demonstrates that digestion is controlled not only by the digestive organs themselves but also by the nervous system. Swallowing. A coordinated process. Swallowing may seem simple, but it involves dozens of muscles working together in perfect coordination. The swallowing process occurs in 3 stages. The first stage is voluntary. You consciously move the bolus to the back of your mouth using your tongue. The second stage begins automatically when the bolus reaches the throat, or pharynx. At this point, your brain takes control, triggering a swallowing reflex that happens without conscious effort. During the third stage, food enters the esophagus and begins its journey toward the stomach. The epiglottis, protecting the airway. One of the most important structures involved in swallowing is the epiglottis, a small flap of cartilage located above the windpipe. Normally, air passes freely into the trachea, or windpipe, allowing you to breathe. However, when you swallow, the epiglottis folds down over the opening of the trachea. This action directs food into the esophagus instead of the airway. If food accidentally enters the windpipe, the body immediately triggers a powerful cough reflex to remove it. This protective mechanism helps prevent choking and keeps the lungs safe. The esophagus, a muscular transport tube. After swallowing, food enters the esophagus, a muscular tube approximately 25 centimeters (10 inches) long. Unlike the mouth or stomach, the esophagus does not digest food. Its primary job is transportation. The walls of the esophagus contain layers of smooth muscle that contract in a wave-like pattern known as peristalsis. These rhythmic contractions gently squeeze the bolus downward, moving it toward the stomach. Interestingly, peristalsis works regardless of your body position. Whether you're standing, sitting, or even upside down, these muscular waves continue pushing food in the correct direction. The lower esophageal sphincter at the bottom of the esophagus is a ring of muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter, LES. As the bolus approaches, the LES relaxes to allow food into the stomach. Immediately afterward, it closes tightly. This valve is extremely important because it prevents acidic stomach contents from flowing back into the esophagus. When the LES becomes weak or fails to close properly, stomach acid can move upward, causing heartburn or acid reflux. Frequent acid reflux may lead to a condition known as gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD. Why this stage is so important? Although digestion has only just begun, the work completed in the mouth and esophagus has a major impact on everything that follows. Proper chewing increases the efficiency of digestive enzymes, making it easier for the stomach and intestines to process food. Saliva begins breaking down carbohydrates before food even reaches the stomach. The tongue and swallowing muscles ensure food travels safely, while the epiglottis protects the lungs from choking. Finally, peristalsis carries food smoothly into the stomach, where the next stage of digestion begins. Every bite of food depends on the perfect coordination of muscles, nerves, enzymes, and protective structures. Without this carefully organized process, digestion would be far less efficient and much more dangerous. In the next part, we'll follow the food into the stomach, where powerful acids, digestive enzymes, and muscular contractions transform the swallowed bolus into a nutrient-rich liquid called chyme, preparing it for absorption in the small intestine. After traveling through the esophagus, the chewed food reaches one of the most recognizable organs in the digestive system, the stomach. Although many people think digestion happens mainly here, the stomach is actually just one stage in a much larger process. Its primary job is to store food, mix it with powerful digestive juices, begin protein digestion, destroy harmful microbes, and prepare the food for the small intestine. The stomach is a muscular, J-shaped organ located in the upper left side of the abdomen, just below the diaphragm. In an average adult, an empty stomach is about the size of a fist, but it is highly flexible. After a large meal, it can expand to hold about 1 to 1.5 liters of food and liquid. This ability allows us to eat meals of different sizes without putting excessive pressure on the rest of the digestive tract. Food enters the stomach. At the end of the esophagus is a ring of muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter. As the swallowed bolus reaches the stomach, this sphincter opens briefly to let the food pass through and then closes tightly. This seal is important because it prevents the highly acidic contents of the stomach from flowing back into the esophagus. Unlike the stomach, the esophagus does not have a thick protective lining. If stomach acid frequently escapes upward, it can cause heartburn or acid reflux. Once inside the stomach, food does not immediately leave. Instead, it may remain there for 2 to 4 hours, depending on the type and amount of food consumed. Meals rich in fat generally stay in the stomach longer because fats take more time to digest. The stomach is a mixing machine. The stomach is far more than a simple storage bag. Its walls are made of 3 powerful layers of smooth muscle that contract in different directions. These muscles squeeze, twist, and churn the food continuously. This mechanical digestion breaks food into even smaller particles while thoroughly mixing it with digestive juices. The constant churning transforms the swallowed bolus into a thick, semi-liquid mixture. Unlike chewing, which is voluntary, these stomach contractions happen automatically. You are usually unaware of them unless the stomach is empty and contracts strongly, producing the familiar growling sound often associated with hunger. Gastric juice, a powerful digestive fluid. The inner lining of the stomach contains millions of tiny gastric glands that produce a mixture known as gastric juice. Every day, the stomach secretes approximately 2 to 3 liters of this digestive fluid. Gastric juice contains several important components, each with a specific function. The most powerful is hydrochloric acid, HCl. This acid creates an extremely acidic environment with a pH between 1.5 and 3.5, making the stomach one of the most acidic places in the human body. Hydrochloric acid performs several vital tasks. It kills many harmful bacteria and microorganisms that may enter with food, reducing the risk of infection. It also unfolds proteins, making them easier for digestive enzymes to break apart. In addition, the acidic environment activates important digestive enzymes that cannot function without low pH. Pepsin, the protein digesting enzyme. One of the most important stomach enzymes is pepsin. The stomach first releases an inactive form called pepsinogen. When pepsinogen comes into contact with hydrochloric acid, it changes into active pepsin. Pepsin begins breaking long protein molecules into much smaller chains called peptides. These peptides will later be broken down further into individual amino acids inside the small intestine. Foods rich in protein, such as meat, fish, eggs, dairy products, beans, and nuts, rely heavily on pepsin during the early stages of digestion. Protecting the stomach from its own acid. A common question is, if stomach acid is strong enough to digest food, why doesn't it digest the stomach itself? The answer lies in a thick layer of protective mucus produced by specialized cells in the stomach lining. This mucus forms a barrier between the stomach wall and the acidic digestive juices. It also contains bicarbonate, which helps neutralize acid near the stomach's surface. As long as this protective barrier remains healthy, the stomach can safely contain its own powerful acid. However, if the mucus layer becomes damaged by infection, certain medications, excessive alcohol, or prolonged inflammation, stomach acid may begin damaging the stomach lining. This can lead to painful stomach ulcers. Chemical and mechanical digestion working together. The stomach is unique because it combines both mechanical and chemical digestion at the same time. Mechanical digestion occurs through the powerful muscular contractions that continuously mix and crush food. Chemical digestion occurs when hydrochloric acid and enzymes break large food molecules into smaller ones. Together, these two processes create a smooth, partially digested mixture known as chyme. Chyme has a thick, soup-like consistency that allows it to move efficiently into the small intestine, where digestion will continue. The role of hormones. The stomach is also controlled by several hormones that regulate digestion. One important hormone is gastrin, which is released when food enters the stomach. Gastrin signals the stomach to produce more acid and digestive enzymes while increasing muscular contractions. The nervous system also plays a role. Simply smelling, seeing, or thinking about delicious food can stimulate the brain to prepare the stomach before the first bite is even swallowed. This coordination between the brain, hormones, and digestive organs ensures digestion begins efficiently. The pyloric sphincter, controlling food release at the lower end of the stomach, is another muscular valve called the pyloric sphincter. Instead of allowing all the stomach contents to leave at once, this valve releases only small amounts of chyme into the small intestine at a time. This controlled release is essential because the small intestine needs enough time to complete digestion and absorb nutrients efficiently. If food entered too quickly, digestion would be less effective, and nutrient absorption would decrease. Common stomach disorders. Although the stomach is remarkably durable, several common medical conditions can affect its function. Acid reflux occurs when the lower esophageal sphincter fails to close properly, allowing stomach acid to move back into the esophagus. Gastritis is inflammation of the stomach lining, often caused by infections, long-term use of certain pain medications, excessive alcohol consumption, or chronic irritation. Peptic ulcers develop when the stomach's protective mucus layer is damaged, allowing acid to erode the tissue beneath. Another common issue is indigestion, which may cause discomfort, bloating, nausea, or a feeling of fullness after eating. Most of these conditions can be managed with healthy lifestyle habits, proper nutrition, and appropriate medical treatment when necessary. Preparing for the next stage. By the time food leaves the stomach, it has been thoroughly mixed, partially digested, and transformed into chyme. Proteins have begun breaking down, harmful microbes have largely been destroyed, and the food is now ready for the next, and most important, phase of digestion. As the pyloric sphincter gradually releases chyme into the small intestine, a new team of digestive organs takes over. The liver provides bile to help digest fats, the pancreas releases powerful digestive enzymes, and the small intestine begins absorbing the nutrients that will fuel every cell in your body. In the next part, we'll explore the small intestine, the body's primary site of digestion and nutrient absorption, where the majority of the food you eat is finally converted into the building blocks of life.